So Fortnite have just added gyro aiming to the game. Now a lot of you I don't think will know what gyro aiming is, so let me explain it for you guys. Now firstly, this is only on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and PC. So you Xbox fellas out there, I don't think we'll be able to do this. They might add it in the future, or maybe even a couple hours after this update without me knowing. But right now, as it currently stands, you can't do it on Xbox. So now that we have said our condolences to our Xbox brethren, let's talk about why Epic have added this in. Now, one of the big advantages, I guess you could say, that keyboard and mouse had over controller is that you could flick much more on keyboard. So what I'm saying by that is that if you're on keyboard and mouse, you could just do like one mousepad swipe and you could do 7 360s in a matter of like 1 second. While on controller, even if you had a decently high sense, it would take you like a full second to do a 360. Now to try and counteract this, Epic have added gyro aiming. So to explain what gyro aiming is, it's kind of like virtual reality. So when you normally hold your controller, right, even if you move your controller around physically, it does nothing. But if you turn gyro aiming on, if you move your controller up, your character in-game also looks up. If you move it to the left, your character in-game also moves it to the left. You're seeing footage of it right now, and it looks weird. It looks choppy, because I'm not used to it. Now, I don't want you guys, as soon as you get on, to say this is bad because you've used it for 3 seconds. I recommend not using it for like the first 2 weeks before, because after 2 weeks people will find settings for it which will make it at least serviceable, and I think you guys should try it out then decide if it's bad or good, not right now. But let's get into the stats and how to use this, because it can get a bit confusing with everything that's going on. So let's get right into it. So let's go over the active mode, bracket combat. So what does this mean? So this means when, so this is how you choose when gyro will be activated. So the settings are scope only, which means that it will only activate when you are looking through a scope on a sniper. I checked bows and it doesn't count bows, it's only snipers. The next setting is scope, aiming, and harvesting. So that is obviously scope, which is a sniper, aiming, which is anything with an AR, SMG, shotgun. If you're aiming down sights with any gun, that is included. And harvesting is when you're swinging a pickaxe. So anytime you're swinging a pickaxe, gyro will be activated. The next setting is scope or aiming. So that's pretty much the same thing, but without the harvesting. And the final setting is always. So when you're looking around, just doing anything, gyro will always be active. So what setting should you use? Now what I recommend, if you don't want to use gyro at all, period, is scope. Now obviously you could have it off, but I think it is really, really good in scope, because aiming with a sniper is absolutely hell if you're on controller, because it's so slow, you can't flick at all. But with gyro, just having it on your scope and no other situation, I think could be cool. And you can hit some really nice quick scopes with it. You might disagree with me, you might want to put it on never, but depends. But for me, I would put it on always if you want to get good at gyro. Now, if you play with always and you test it out, you're going to find it's going to be very, very annoying, because the tiniest movements of your controller will shake your screen like hell. And when you're aiming and your screen is shaking, it's not a good look. It is going to affect you badly. But I will go over why I think that. It's because the advanced settings exist, and I think the advanced settings really, really does help. And there's a lot of thought and care behind this. So don't judge a book by its cover. I think advanced is best, and let me explain why to you. So the reason I say put it on all is that once you click advanced, you can actually choose what you want to put your multiplier on. So by having all of it on, you get to choose which ones you want to have on and off, basically. Because if you want to have it off, all you have to just put it on 0 and it doesn't affect you at all. And that way you can have your scope and harvesting, which is not an option. But if you turn on advanced, you can have that as well. Now, I don't know if you should. I don't know what you should do with this. You can have maybe you're editing it too if you wanted to. I don't know why you would do that. Maybe you want to. You could just have just your scopes maybe, or just your harvesting, or just your aiming. I don't know. I don't know enough about this game. I don't know enough about this feature. But all I know is that people are going to test the hell out of this, and the public or the pro community or the Fortnite community as a whole will give an answer, hopefully by a week time, to see if this feature is actually useful. It might come out that, if you put gyro on, you get mad aim assist, right? Who knows? But I wouldn't touch this right now. I would leave this all blank. Just know what things are gonna happen if you change it, and just play around with it, but don't really implement into your game yet. Now, if we keep on going, the advanced threshold for smoothing. Now, smoothing is really important so that the tiny movements don't register as movements. So when you're moving controller, a lot of the time your controller never really stays still, and it's moving a tiny bit. And your controller picks that up, and Fortnite picks that up, and it can be really annoying. But if you turn that smoothing setting up, it will make it so that there'll be less of that. There'll be less of that annoying, just constant shaking, and more smooth gameplay. Pretty much. But pretty much that is all of it. The flick aiming thing, I think is really bad. I'm not even going to cover it. But pretty much what it is that it instantly flicks. So you know how controller or keyboard players can just go like from looking forward instantly to looking backwards. You know how keyboard mouse players can do that. You could basically do that on controller now. But it's really, really hard. I don't get the point of it, because you need to switch it on and off, and when you have it on, you can't aim normally, so you can't like turn around slowly. You can't do that. It's constant just flick, 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 flick. So it's really annoying. And this gyro setting, I think it's really interesting. I think it could be something that pro players use to get that keyboard like aiming, but it could be a total disaster that is just absolutely trash. I don't know, but I'm glad that Epic are trying. I always condone Epic when they try. I think it's a really, really good thing for a company to keep on moving forward, not take steps back, and keep on moving forward. So I'm excited for this. Hopefully they keep on tweaking it if it is bad, but if it is good, I hope, maybe this becomes the meta and controller becomes good again. Who knows? And it's not like an organic good, so it's not like, like an artificial good, like aim assist, which isn't really a person's skill. But this, if this is really good, then it would be someone's skill, not like aim assist, which is kind of bull. But yeah, either way, thank you guys for watching, and I'll do a follow-up on best sensitivities to do if I get around to it. But I hope you guys enjoy the video, and peace out.